It's the most dangerous time of the year. Missed me, Claus. The holiday season comes with its own unique set of dangers. Icy roads, drunk racist uncles, sleazy grinchy corpos trying to sell your kids a toy that may contain uranium or GHB. Oh man, I'd take a lump of coal any day. Damn you, Claus! So let's look at some of these toys and gifts that you'd have to be ding-dong merrily on high to buy somebody.
You're in my world now, little man. Merry Christmas, motherfucker. You're on the naughty list.
Since the dawn of time, we've been giving children toys that are unintentionally dangerous. Whether it was the cave people of prehistoric times giving their little child a stegosaurus bone and then having a pterodactyl swoop down and take them into their big old dino nest. Or using only the finest lead-based paints to create toys that children could suck the chemicals straight out of. So let's put on our rose-tinted nostalgia glasses, look back at some of these dangerous toys and realize, oh, my glasses are rose because they're covered in blood. So we'll be looking at this wonderful little Good Housekeeping article in their list of dangerous toys, and number one on the list is Aquadots. And apparently, Aquadots would release the compound GHB. So here's an explanation of what Aquadots even are. Arrange small beads, spritz them with water, and your design will fuse together. Sounds fun, right? The problem with this 2007 toy was that the coating released the compound GHB when ingested. After 3 children went into comas after swallowing the toxic pieces, the Consumer Product Safety Commission recalled some 4.2 million kits. Crazy. You really can't ever predict when this stuff is gonna happen as a parent with a child, you know, but I think, like, as a general rule of thumb, just stay away from stuff that can be ingested and is like, what are Aquadots, you know? Like, I don't know, that's kind of a, like, it looks cool, but I just don't know what these things are, and so I would hesitate to give them to my kid. So yeah, GHB in the product. When I first read that, my jaw was on the floor. I was like, what? And next up, I told you, we're not burying the lead. Atomic laboratory kits. Yes, in the 50s and 60s, atomic lab kits were all the rage. And guess what? It comes with your own uranium ore. Isn't that fun? Finally, this Christmas, I want to be a world power. Looking at one of these atomic energy kits, the Museum of Radiation tells us this atomic energy lab was one of a series of similar science kits, 8 in 1957 and 10 in 1973, that were produced by the American Basic Science Club. These kits could be obtained separately, but buyers were encouraged to purchase all of them in a one kit a month club. Purchased separately, the Atomic Energy Lab at various times, kit number 6 and 8, went for $5.95 in 1962. The Atomic Energy Kit features a spinthariscope, I really hope I said that right, that is such a sciencey word, a cloud chamber, an electroscope, an alpha source, radium, and uranium ore. All of the equipment has to be assembled. None of it is ready to go out of the box. I understand the appeal of giving your child like a science kit, and science kits could be awesome, like they're so much fun, but I'm just amazed that there was an Atomic Energy Kit. I mean, I wish it came with a pack of Winstons. You might as well smoke them while you got them. Barbie and Tanner. Now, what could be so dangerous about Barbie and her little poochie pal here? I mean, come on, there's a little doggy. Well, one thing we're gonna find going through a lot of these is children are ironically drawn to eating magnets. Guess it must be some sort of pull. The description of this product reads, Barbie was just trying to promote responsible pet ownership, but this particular set from 2007 went one step too far. Tanner the pup could eat and dispose of food, but the magnet inside the scooper accessory could come loose, and if a toddler decides to swallow more than one magnet, the force of physics can cause intestinal perforation or blockage. And as a father myself, let me just tell you, kids eat everything. So don't even think like, oh, my kid's not gonna eat the little poopy nuggets coming out of the dog, or, you know, the scoopy nuggets coming out of the scoopster. No, your kid's gonna eat them, and your kid's gonna eat that magnet, okay? So no Barbie and Tanner. Real shitty situation. Buggy balls. Now ignore that plucky, fun little name, because this is just balls of magnets. And yeah, I mean, like, I want to eat that right now. I don't know, something about it just makes you want to eat it. Instantly popular and recalled in 2012 after some 1,700 children visited the ER after ingesting the powerful magnets. Yeah, this is not shocking them all. Look at that little tiny buckyball. That looks delicious, okay? You sprinkle those on a little ice cream or something, that's gonna be really good. But that blockage is gonna be terrible. Clackers, you guys remember those little clacky things? Well, apparently they used to be way dangerous in the 70s, just like a lot of stuff. These used to be made from acrylic balls that would shatter and explode into a million pieces. That's not what you want with your clacker. So yeah, tiny shards of acrylic pain is not good. All right, next up we got a big dog, a heavyweight of the game, because we're looking at the Easy Bake Oven, all right? And actually, I'm surprised that it took until 2007 for these bad Larrys to get recalled. So here's what we're reading here. Hasbro had to recall Easy Bake Ovens not once, but twice in 2007 after several children burned their fingers after getting caught in the miniature appliance. One girl even had part of her finger amputated. Ugh. The company has since released a newer version with an electric heating element instead of a light bulb. Yeah, just don't do Easy Bakes. I mean, like, unsupervised play with a heat element is bad. I'm not saying Easy Bakes themselves are the worst thing in the world, just like supervised fidget spinners. How could the ball bearing throwing star be dangerous? Let's hear about it. The It toy of 2017 didn't just bug teachers. The plastic gizmos also posed choking hazards. Experts in the Good Housekeeping Institute found that branded and knockoff models contain parts that could harm children under 3 if broken off. All right, pretty basic. But look, the thing is, if you're making a product for children, it just can't like fall apart or become something that they will eat, because they will eat it. Like, you have to test your toys by eating them. I'm sorry, toy manufacturers, but you got to start eating this stuff. Give it a good eat test, please. Thank you. For anybody who is a fan of Back to the Future 2, the disappointingly named hoverboard is not what we had in mind, but it was a dangerous toy. The hot ticket item of the 2015 holiday season didn't go over too well. The battery-powered devices tended to burst into flames when left charging for too long. Can you imagine if like all you wanted for the holidays was a hoverboard, you got it charged and you're like, I'm so ready to start shredding some hover right now. This is gonna be the best holiday ever. Oh my God, it's on fire. Very disappointing. All right, we got another big dog of the game over here because we're talking lawn darts. And I remember my parents and like people in my family talking about these. These were weighted spikes that you would throw to land in the lawn, right? Sounds fun enough. But I mean, like, of course, you're gonna have a spike in your head. That's just the name of the game. And it wasn't until 1970 that manufacturers avoided selling them as toys. But even then, some 6,000 kids went to the hospital in the 70s and 80s with injuries related to lawn darts, even fatalities. So in 1988, they were officially banned for good, and consumers were encouraged to destroy any versions of lawn darts that they may have. So yeah, I mean, spiky dart flying through the air plus head equals bad time. That makes sense, right? Magnetics, and you know it's from the early 2000s because it's spelled with an X. A popular building set from the mid-2000s, Magnetics became a parent's nightmare in 2007 when one child died and 28 others suffered serious injuries after swallowing the magnets that had fallen out of the plastic pieces. The manufacturer ultimately recalled some 4 million kits, but still sells a redesigned version today with updated labeling. So yeah, like I was saying, there's something about kids and magnets. They just gotta eat those little bad Larrys. I don't know if it's just like manufacturers make them perfectly small and like the perfect size to eat, or if kids around the world, like maybe it's just part of our evolution that we don't even know about as humans. You know, we crave to eat magnets. I don't know what it is, but we got to stop doing magnet toys or something, I guess. I mean, I'm getting a little hungry from this whole thing. Polly Pocket with the quick click. Okay, I know a lot of people who are big Polly Pocket fans, and one of the things that I've heard from them consistently is that Polly Pockets are deliciously chewable. If you guys were Polly Pocket chompers, let me know in the comments below. I want to know if this is a true thing, if Polly Pockets really were the most delicious snack as a child. But here's where the quick click Polly Pocket is a little more dangerous. 90s kids will remember the original Polly Pocket compacts, but it was the later versions that actually caused a major safety alert. A few years after launching its Quick Click line in 2004, Mattel recalled 7.3 million playsets due to, can you guess, faulty magnets. The small parts that made the clothes that snapped to the dolls could fall out and cause serious injury. Again, Just kids hungry for magnets. Same old. It's a Tuesday, and kids are hungry for magnets. Rollerblade Barbie, the most dripped out Barbie on the market, all right? Now the clothes, these are dangerous, okay? You come wearing clothes like that, that's style off the charts, all right? That's dangerous style, but that's not really what we're talking about here. Out of all of Barbie's careers and hobbies, this one from the 90s definitely caused a firestorm. Literally, a cigarette lighter-like device in her skates would legitimately shoot out sparks when rolled on a flat surface. Blade over anything flammable and you've got a major problem. That's kind of awesome. Now, I think the coolest thing anyone could do is just whip out a rollerblade Barbie and use it as a lighter. Like, you know, if you're a badass in a movie, you throw that cigarette in, you put that rollerblade Barbie on, light that cigarette up. Come on. That's like the coolest thing I've ever heard of. I don't really see the problem with this toy. It just sounds cool. I kind of want a rollerblade arson Barbie. This sounds sweet. Sky dancers. I remember these toys. There were like a million variations on these. I feel like in the early 2000s and the 90s, like a toy idea would come out and then like everybody would do a licensed version of it or something. So like they would have this version, but they'd also have like, I don't know, like wrestlers or something weird. You'd like have Macho Man and you'd rip him and he'd like fly through the sky, or I don't know. There was just like always weird stuff. Stretch Armstrongs, just like weird toys. But these sky dancers are described as such. These flying fairies act more menacing than they look. Just pull the cord on the launcher and the princess doll spins up into the air and inevitably into people's faces. After 150 reports of eye injuries, scratched corneas, broken teeth, facial lacerations, and even a mild concussion, Galoob Toys grounded these playthings for good, recalling about 8.9 million of them in 2000, according to CNN. Concussions, man. All right, I didn't think these things were actually that dangerous, but like, I guess, I don't know, like, are you ripping it from a building and then the force of gravity is making it go so fast that it concusses somebody? I'm like impressed that you could knock someone out with one of these. All right, guys, we're not gonna like this one. It's the Noble Slip and Slide, but this is just actually a warning for adults. As it reads here, here's a product where it's actually safer for a child to use than an adult. The SPSC, which I think is like the Consumer Product Safety Commission or something like that, has periodically reminded kids at heart to steer clear of backyard water slides. Because of the added height and weight, teens and grown-ups might slide and stop suddenly enough to cause permanent spinal cord injury. Whammo recalled 9 million slides in 1999 after 7 adults and 1 teen suffered neck injuries or paralysis. Jeez. All right, guys, look, here's the thing. I know it sucks getting older, all right? I'm 32, I have a child, I'm getting older. The knees don't work the way they used to. The ankles don't work the way they used to, okay? Don't go on the slip and slides, all right? I know it's fun, all right? I get it. Look, I'm a child at heart. Look at all my stuff. But just don't do it. You can't do that anymore. You can barely jump the way you used to. Keep that in mind, all right? So I don't know why you think going down the slip and slides is gonna be good. And half the time, we're putting these things down a hill with like a ramp at the bottom or something like that because we're just fans of Darwinism. So just stay off the slip and slide, all right, guys? We gotta cool it on the slip and slide. Snack time, Cabbage Patch Doll. Kids could feed the dolls plastic carrots and french fries, but get too close and the powerful mechanical jaws would chomp down on just about anything, including what looks like a carrot, a finger, and hair. Ultimately, Mattel bit the bullet and offered a $40 refund to some 500,000 owners / potential victims of a feeding frenzy. So yeah, I mean, I think that, I don't know how many actual injuries occurred here, but like, I don't know how they even got this out to market, right? Like, if you then have to recall it in that way, where you're like, oh, wow, how are the kids putting their fingers in the Cabbage Patch Doll's jaws? Like, of course they are, dude. What? I want to do that. If you handed me a Cabbage Patch doll that could chomp on something, my first thought is finger in the, like, it's like, I don't even know why as humans we think that. You go up to the pencil sharpener and you're like, I could put a finger in there. Like, you don't do it, but like you think that you could. So like, I don't know, a toy like this is just kind of asking for this whole thing. So this one's very dumb, I think. Toy crossbows. Do we have to even read it or talk about it? It's a little weapon. Duh. Projectile launchers have historically spelled trouble for kids. A missile shooting spaceship in the 70s led to modern choking warnings, but somehow people keep buying them. Last year, China had to crack down on a craze for for toothpick crossbows. The tiny spears could pierce a can from more than 60 feet away. Even Nerf got called out for its Nerf Zombie Strike Dreadbolt crossbow in 2017. That is a tongue twister. Nerf Zombie Strike Dreadbolt crossbow. Nerf Zombie Strike Dreadbolt crossbow. Nerf Zombie Strike Dreadbolt cross. I can't do it. Yeah, I'll say it. I'm gonna take the stance here. Don't give your kid a crossbow. Come at me, internet. Toy guns. All right, I mean, yeah, it's a toy gun. Likewise, let's not forget about miniguns. Two of the most famous retro examples include the Austin Magic Pistol and Mattel's belt-buckle Derringer, both from the 50s. The former used magic crystals, aka calcium carbide, to launch ping pong balls. The problem? If any water got in there, it would explode. As for the latter, well, that's literally a cap gun you wear around your waist. So yeah, I mean, I didn't expect the first one. All right, it's not funny, but it's like kind of funny. Like, I just did not expect the problem with a toy gun to be like, oh, it's just gonna explode in your hand. I didn't see that coming. Another classic, slingshots, the old wrist rocket. You put something in there and like slingshots could do serious damage. I used to have one as a kid. My grandfather gave me a slingshot, I remember, and like, the ones that they used to make were like pretty intense. Like it would like attach to your wrist and everything. And like, yeah, you'd be able to fling something like crazy. You put anything in there, you could probably kill someone with a slingshot. I'm not even gonna read the thing because it's like, yeah, it's a slingshot. It can do damage. But they do say even the water balloon kind can cause serious injury, which I mean, yeah, I mean, I used to have a water balloon kind that was like two people would hold the sides and you'd sling one back. So like, yeah, you could rock people with a slingshot. Don't use a slingshot. Don't slingshot stuff. They're dumb. And the last entry, sadly, is the trampoline. I always wanted a trampoline. They're dangerous. There's a reason why your homeowner's insurance may prevent you from buying a backyard trampoline. The bounce pads send about 90,000 people to the hospital per year. Okay, that's a lot of people. The American Academy of Pediatrics advises against recreational trampolining altogether. Collisions, falls, and improper landings can cause broken bones, concussions, paralysis, or even death. So, yeah, I think now I'm old and I'm a parent and I get it. I'm not gonna get a trampoline, I guess, but I can't deny the fun of a trampoline. And I mean, most dangerous toys in general, they have a bit of fun to them in a way, right? Like, I get why someone wants a little toothpick crossbow to shoot a can. That sounds fun. I want to do that right now. But, yep, incredibly dangerous. Don't do that. So those are our dangerous gifts. Like and subscribe if this is your first time here and you like what we're doing here. I have a lot of holiday-themed videos coming out over the next few days and weeks, including the worst vintage holiday recipes, very similar to my last video on vintage recipes, which you can watch right here, or YouTube thinks you'll like that video. Subscribe. I've been Hellion.Vision, guys. Thank you for joining me here today. Don't buy these dangerous gifts. I'll see you next time. Christmas magic. I disappear now with a little snow. Ooh.